Hi, this is Jeff with Three Old Guys Hobbies and Games, and I'm going to do another box opening on a Dark City Games game. Dark City Games produces a number of different types of games. They produce fantasy role-playing adventures, they produce science fiction role-playing adventures, they produce Old West adventures, and lately they've started producing actual war games. And again, it comes in a simple package. It's Ziploc bagged. It's a self-contained game with the rules and everything that you need to play in the booklet. And it has counters and a map, so you can actually play the game in one sitting. And the entire thing basically will fit on a desk without any problems whatsoever. This particular game is Operation Battleaxe. I chose this one mostly because I enjoy the front cover here. It's pretty well drawn there, and I like it. So anyway, we're going to take a look inside the package. Again, it comes this way. It comes shipped in a Ziploc bag, whether you order it from them or us. It's going to be equipped basically the exact same way. Price point on this game, like all their other games, is $15. Inside the booklet, once you open it up, let me remove the counters and map sheet. We'll talk about those in a moment. Once you open up the book, it has how to play the game. Rules, everything that you need to know in terms of rules is in this booklet. Goes through the entire discussion. You'll notice they're color-coded the different sections of rules so that it's easy enough if you're going to engage in combat to refer to red. If you're going to look at other things, you're going to look at blue, and so on. It describes what the units are and what the numbers mean in detail, gives you play examples throughout with illustrations. Always a very nice feature, by the way. And the rules are complete. So, for example, you'll see airstrikes, dogfights, maneuver, and all that for air power. And yet, in this particular game, I think we've got exactly one airplane. So the rules will be useful, but again, those rules cover all the different games in the Combat Boots series of games. It talks about how to get the game set up, and then it gives you the order of battle for the different forces, and it gives you the different scenarios. So like April Desert Recon, May 1st through 4th, Assault on Tobruk, and so on. So you can play through the entire game in a series of tactical engagements. June 15th, Halfaya Pass, Fort Capuzzo, and so on. And there are a number of different scenarios that you can play. It's basically a tactically oriented game. And at the back, they have a glossary that gives you terms that they use in the rules in the game to help you understand what those terms are. Again, most experienced wargamers won't need this glossary, but if you're just starting out, it's going to be very useful to you and very helpful. And last but not least, they'll have some designer's notes on here talking about how they designed the game and why they made the choices they did, and also providing some of their experiences that led them to this area of interest and how to play the game. So that's basically the rule book. And as I said, the nice thing about these games is they're self-contained and it's suitable for ages 10 and up. So now let's take a look at the counters, okay? Fairly typical tactical counters. Each counter represents a single vehicle or a squad or a group of soldiers, roughly squad sized. And in this case, there's a German Ju-87 Stuka that can get involved, but nothing like that on the Allied side. Keep in mind that basically Battleaxe occurred in 1941, and the Germans were still pretty reasonably expected to be dominant in the air. The counters are basically printed on a cardboard sheet, and it's easy enough to cut out. You can either use like a box cutter and a straight edge, or a hobby knife and a straight edge, or you can even use scissors to cut these strips, and it works just fine. So you'll also notice on the map here, we've got the terrain lines and so on and so forth, which are necessary for line of sight determination. We've got some fortifications over here and over here, and different letters and information about where different forces start out during the scenarios. And keep in mind, like I said, there's a lot of scenarios in this. Nice thing, by the way, about the scenarios is that they can be tied together into sort of mini campaigns, so you can get a feel for the entire thing. And you'll see Fort Capuzzo, for instance, and so on, the road, highway, all that. The idea basically is that it's a tactical game, just like Panzer Blitz, or Panzer nowadays, I guess, is the newest version of that. And the nice thing also is the hexes are large enough that if you have small miniatures, you could actually use small miniatures. I'm talking in this case probably micro armor kind of things, but the point is you could actually use small miniatures to play this battle if you wished, though you might find the counters more convenient. So that's pretty much what one of their Combat Boots games looks like. They have a fairly good number of these out now, including the Russian front, Guadalcanal, all those kinds of operations as well. And basically, You can play these games in about 15 to 20 minutes, maybe half an hour if you're really getting into it. And as you saw from the map, it's easy enough to fit it on a very small table. You could actually play this game on like a breakfast table on your bed if you wished. You know, one of those little trays. Basically the games are excellent. I've enjoyed every one of them that I've purchased so far, and I've got most of them, not all, but most. And I can tell you that you'll get quite a bit of play value out of it. Of course, because it's a war game, there's going to be a lot of replay value because every scenario plays differently every time as you learn different techniques and tactics as you play through the game system. But the system's pretty straightforward. It's pretty standardized, and each battle has a few special rules to account for special terrains and things like that. But overall, once you've played one, you've played them all, and it's just a matter of familiarizing yourself with a few differences and getting to it. I think anybody that likes war games, especially tactical war games, is really going to enjoy this and the other Combat Boots series games from Dark City Games. You can find them on our website, and you can find them also on Dark City Games' website. Price will be the same, $15 either place, and you should definitely check them out. If you like this video, please like it and go ahead and subscribe. We'd love to have you be part of our team, and that's pretty much it for today.